getting what they're giving because I'm working for a living.
This is the Check a Pro Radio Show, sponsored by checkapro.com. To find pre-qualified local service providers, click on checkapro.com. Here's your host, the man with a hard hat and tool belt, Jim Klauck.
And that is me. Welcome to my show, the Check a Pro Radio Show, where I introduce you to pre-qualified home service professionals. These are companies that I've personally met and pre-qualified. And I would never recommend anyone on my show if I wouldn't have them come into my home. On today's program, I want you to really stay tuned for the entire show, for the full half-hour program today, because we're talking about something that you and your family consume all the time. You consume it everywhere. It's actually right after oxygen. I think water is the next thing you need. So, number one, you need oxygen. That's fine. Number two, you need H2O. We're going to be talking about water in your home. Some questions before we begin, though, for you, my listeners. Are your appliances angry at you? Is your water heater banging possibly? Are your glass shower doors constantly dirty? Your dishes etched or looking dirty themselves? How about your skin? Dried out? Do you want to use less soap? How are your clothes? Is your washing machine in water ruining your clothes? And would you like your appliances to run more efficiently? There's a lot there, and I have brought an expert here to the program from Frank's Repair Plumbing. You've heard of them before, and Kenneth is joining me here on the program. We're going to talk about your water and how Kenneth and Frank's can help you out with your water to make it softer and actually safer to ingest. Kenneth, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I am living the dream. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love having you here as our water expert. A lot of people have problems with their water. Something I left out in the intro was that smell of chlorine. We get that a lot in our area, don't we?
We do. Our chlorine levels are very high, oftentimes higher than your public swimming pool.
So for those of you who are listening and don't really know what a water softener does, and what a whole house carbon filter does, or a reverse osmosis drinking water system, but you've heard about these things. You've been in the big box store and you've walked by a display. You've seen something on social media, maybe television, maybe your neighbor has one and they rave about it, but you don't know much about it. You just pay your water bill. The water comes in from the local municipality right into the home. There's a problem with that, though. They are bringing water into your home at their standards, and their standards are different than yours. They have to do things to please everybody, which means they're putting all kinds of chemicals in there, including chlorine, to make it, I have air quotes here, safe for the community. However, Kenneth is going to explain why that's not great for all of us in our home, and easy solutions through a water softener, through a carbon filter that works in conjunction with that water softener, and a reverse osmosis at your kitchen sink. Kenneth, you ready for this?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, and before we start, I'm going to give out Kenneth's phone number, because if you've always wanted to get a system or get a free water test, you've got to call today. Only 10 of my listeners are going to get this offer today. Only 10. We've got a very short program. We've only got like 20 some odd minutes left. So here is Kenneth's number at Frank's, 806-496-9494. Only 10 of my listeners are going to get the deal we're going to talk about in a moment. Put the number in your phone now, 806-496-9494. So I was pretty much right about the problem with hard water, with chlorine, with dirty glass, dishwashers, water heaters. It's a problem for people in their homes.
Absolutely. There's listeners all around the Texas Panhandle. I'll speak mostly about the Amarillo water, but everywhere we've tested on city water is at least 18 grains of hardness per gallon.
Mm-hmm.
And that is considered extremely hard. Soft water is considered anywhere from 0 to 4 grains. And so you can see the big difference between 4 and 18. One of the big things you mentioned was the water heater banging. That's the sediment and scale buildup. There's literally chunks of calcium in the bottom of your water heater that are expanding and contracting on a heat cycle. making those loud noises. 1 inch of that stuff in your water heater will make it lose 25% of its efficiency.
You guys are plumbers. You love putting the water heater in versus taking it out because it weighs so much more getting one of those out because of all the sediment when people haven't used proper water softeners to reduce or eliminate those rocks. I call them rocks. It's sediment, but they're pretty much end up being rocks at the bottom of your water heater.
Right. And that you mentioned a good point. They're super heavy to take out because you usually can't even drain them because the drain's at the bottom and it's completely full of rocks, if you will.
Yeah, it's interesting. So if you've heard the banging, it's more than popcorn, by the way. Maybe it pops, but sometimes it will literally, especially if it's over your head or behind a wall where you are, you can feel it. I've had it happen to me in my home. Boom, boom, pop, boom. And don't worry, chances are you don't have a major problem. But if you hear that, you're going to need a water softener and probably replace your water heater, which Kenneth can help you out with as well. Kenneth's number, 806-496-9494. Kenneth, I'm going to give out this amazing offer. I want everyone to listen carefully because there's a lot here. You're giving out free salt for at least 6 months. You're doing a free water test. You have taken $500 or almost $500 off your premium water softener. It has a carbon filter built in for the entire home as well. But here's what I really love. I think this is the best thing, and this is free. The free reverse osmosis drinking water system. I said it, everybody. This is a reverse osmosis drinking water system. Number one, you're going to save almost $500 on your premium water softener. You're going to get a free water test, no cost, for Kenneth and his team to come out. You're going to get 200 pounds of free salt. Should last you at least 6 months. And absolutely free, a reverse osmosis drinking water system. You can bottle your own water. It's like having your own water plant. Most of us don't know, but we don't drink spring water for the most part. Most of us are buying cases of 24 or 36, maybe even 48 plastic bottles. In there is regular city water that has gone through a reverse osmosis system. It's that simple. It's just regular water that they have put through their reverse osmosis, and they're making a lot of money on you. You can save hundreds of dollars by making your own bottled water at home. When you make your tea and coffee, you don't have to use water coming out of your tap. This is a special tap, and it goes at your sink in the kitchen. You can put it anywhere you want, but I suggest the kitchen. And this is an amazing deal. There's hundreds and hundreds and there's over $1,000 worth of freebies here. There's no question. Between the water test, the $500 off of your water softener, and getting a free reverse osmosis drinking water system, it's just incredible. Only 10 of my listeners are going to get this. There is no obligation. Call to get your free water test. Just start with that. 806-496-9494. That number again is 806-496-9494. So it's an $1,800 value on this RO system. Can you tell us a little more about this, Kenneth?
Yeah, so the RO system, there's a 4-stage filtration system goes underneath your kitchen sink, as well as a small RO tank, about 2 gallons that goes under that sink as well. And the RO, what it does, after we run water through the softener and the carbon filtration, those are going to remove the minerals and the chlorine. But what the RO is going to remove is reduce things like arsenic, copper, cysts, fluorides, lead, nitrite, and radium, and a whole nother list of indium things that, we don't want to be consuming into our bodies.
Absolutely. So here's what I love about what we have at our home, my wife and I. Our kids are grown now. It's pretty much just she and I, but we had it when the kids were growing up as well. We have the water softener with the carbon filter built in. So that means all the water coming in from the city, all that city water coming in. This isn't well water, everybody. This is when it's coming in, when you pay a water bill. It's coming into our home, and it's going through the carbon filter, and it is actually now filtered water. The carbon filter is like what is in your refrigerator. When you put a filter in there, that's a carbon filter. It is a line of defense. Arguably, when you get the water softener with the built-in carbon, this is the first line of defense. The water's going to be softened now as well, right? So it's being softened and it is going through the carbon filter. So when that water is coming through the shower head, the dishwasher, the water heater, it is a conditioned water. It is safe to drink. But what we do is when we want to drink the best water, we take that water that's been conditioned, it's now going through the RO, the reverse osmosis. Okay, there's 4 stages. It's taken out all the bugs that Kenneth had just mentioned. And you're pouring it into your cup, into your bottle, into the tea kettle, into the coffee machine. And this is water that does not smell. It does not taste. It's just like the fresh, I guess there is a taste, Kenneth, to a good bottled water. It's that where you're like, ugh. Like, have you ever gone to a restaurant, Kenneth, where they serve you water and it's like, what? It's like chemicals, right? It smells. You can smell it. And that's not what's...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the big difference. This is absolutely free. It's an $1,800 value. So, I haven't added all this up. This is incredible. $1,800 free reverse osmosis. You're getting a free water test. You're getting almost $500 off. I'm going to give away this price because it's crazy. $7,500 is all it costs for a new premium water softener with a built-in carbon filter. Ordinarily $7,984, almost $500 off. The free water test, that's worth a lot. And that's where you want to begin. Kenneth and his team are coming out at no cost to you. 200 pounds of salt. There's a value to that in a number of ways. Number one, you don't have to pay for it, the first 200 pounds, and you don't have to lug it home from the store. That's great. And it's important to have salt. These run on salt. Salt's very inexpensive overall, so it's not a big deal for you. There's not a lot of maintenance here when it comes to having a water softener. And the $1,800 off, I keep coming to that on the reverse osmosis drinking water system. So for this price of $7,500, you're getting, $1,800 plus, probably close to $3,000 in benefits here because you guys are coming out for free. And some technicians, some companies charge to have a technician come out, and you guys are not going to do that. Call now to get one of these appointments. There were only 10, and Jerry, my producer, says that we only have 8 left. You've got to call now. These are going to go. 806-496-9494. Kenneth, back me up. There is no obligation here. When people call, someone's going to answer at your office. You guys are going to book the call, and you're coming out at no charge to do a free water test.
Absolutely. We're going to come out. We've got a whole, you're going to think we're scientists when we get there with our kit. We can show you all the impurities in your water. We actually have a mini system that we can hook up to your sink and let you taste the water right then and there, as well as wash your hands with it to see the difference.
Yeah, and you can tell a huge difference. And that really is going to sell you on it, especially if your water does have the chlorine odor. And if it smells like chlorine, it's got a lot of other things in there. Like I said, the government is really trying to help you. And to help you, they have to do things, they just overdo stuff. And they're trying to kill the bugs. There are better ways to kill bugs. Sometimes you have to take things into your own hands. That's why some people homeschool their kids. They don't want them in public school. You might not want public water. Call now, 806-496-9494. 806-496-9494. This is for the people who have thought about this. You've been talking to your spouse about this for the past 6 months, 12, 18, maybe 24 months. You just didn't know who to call. You didn't know how this worked. Now you know, Kenneth, from Frank's. 806-496-9494. Do what my wife and I did. We got one of these systems. I'm telling you. You're going to save way more money than the over $2,000-3,000 in value, which I haven't added up. Next time I have you on the air, I'm going to have this all added up before, Kenneth, because there's way more value than I thought. There's a number that you really can't figure today going out a bit. That is the cost of your dishwasher replacement, your water heaters. I have 2 water heaters, 2 50-gallon water heaters. Water heaters are relatively expensive nowadays. Getting more years out of them is going to save me money. How about my health? Not to scare anybody, but I don't want to get cancer from my water. I don't want to get some bug that takes me out for a week or 2 from work. This solves a lot of problems. Kenneth, I love having you on the show because water is universal. Like I said in the beginning, right? There's oxygen and there's water. Sunlight's important too for life. Those 3 things, right? Otherwise, we don't live. Whether we're humans or animals or plants, we all need water. And for us, we deserve, with the technology today and how inexpensive it is, we deserve to have fresh, clean water. I see on my sheet here a lifetime warranty. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so everything from the top to the bottom of the unit is covered for life, with one exception. The carbon is a reusable source. Yeah, so the warranty on the carbon itself is 3 years. That's something that, we can come out. If it's expired after 3 years, which generally it's not, that's all going to depend on usage. But that is something we can come out and just replace the carbon. But the resin, the electronics, the valve, everything is warranted for life on that system. We like to say it's the last softener you'll ever buy.
And it should be. And it should be something you don't think about. Just like water heaters and HVAC, you want a quality product that's running there, literally in the background, all programmed, doing its thing. You will forget after you get a unit, after a little bit of time, how hard your water was and how loud your water heater was banging and how dirty things were in your dishwasher and also how things smelled like chlorine. You'll forget about that. If you move and you don't bring it with you or have Frank's put a new one in at your new destination, you're going to be like, oh my gosh.
Well, and that's the thing, the lifetime warranty. If we come and take your softener out and take it with you, we're still going to guarantee it for life.
Wow, that's fantastic. Okay, Jerry, my producer, says only 5 of these left. What we're saying 5 of is 5 appointments, 5 of these deals here to get your water tested for free. Kenneth and his team will come out. They'll take a look at your water. They come out like scientists, and they will tell you everything you need to know about your water, and they'll kind of give you a sample of what it should feel like and smell like and taste like. Call now, 806-496-9494. Again, the phone number, 496-9494. You will not find this offer on their website. This is something that's only available here on my radio program for my listeners. When I have an expert guest come on, a pre-qualified home service provider from Check-A-Pro, join me here on the show, I tell them, hey, look, I know that you guys have offers and deals on your website, in your mailers, other advertising, but on my show, I want something special for my listeners. I want them to be treated well. 806-496-9494. Let's go through this again. It's $7,500. Ordinarily $7,984. So you can save about $500 off the bat. But wait, there's more. You're getting the free water test. You're getting 200 pounds of free salt. You are getting a reverse osmosis drinking water system for your point of use at sink. $1,800 value just there. Kenneth, I don't know if you've added this up. So what are we looking at? We're at $2,300. We're looking at probably at least $3,000 worth of value here, aren't we?
Real close, yeah.
Real close.
Yeah, with the $500 discount, $1,800 RO system, and then the 200 pounds of salt delivered, that's probably about $2,800 value.
Yeah, $2,800 value, absolutely free. Only 10 of my listeners, but now we're down to just 4. Jerry tells me these things are going like hotcakes. Call now, 806-496-9494. I talked about glasses and dishes being etched in the dishwasher. Have you heard of this before, Kenneth? Because this has happened to me in the past, and that's why I got a water softener.
Oh, absolutely. One thing that, all the modern dishwashers have to use rinse aid, that's to help with this hard water. If you put in glass, clear china or clear glasses, they'll come out looking a little cloudy or milky. That's what this is there to remove, because scale is formed on a rise in temperature or decrease in pressure. And as the water dries on those glasses, the scale is left behind, the minerals.
Yeah, it's almost like sandblasting.
Yeah. And if you don't wipe it off immediately, it is exactly that. It etches the glasses.
At our place, we don't even have to put anything in our dishwasher except for the soap. And it uses less soap. That's something else too. A lot of people don't understand this. The softer your water, the less soap you'll have to use when you take a shower or wash your hands.
Absolutely. And the more suds, you'll think you're using more soap even though you're using less.
Mm-hmm. It's really an amazing feeling. And as I get older, I could use all the help I can on my skin. The more soap we use, the more dry my skin will be.
The chlorine and hardness makes your skin dry as well.
Yeah. So actually, we should have started off the show by saying, if you want to lose 20 years in looks, right?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm 82, and some people say I don't look that old. So, I'm kidding. I'm not that old. Call now, 806-496-9494. 806-496-9494. You're calling for a free, no obligation water test. Kenneth and his team are going to come out and tell you everything you wanted to know about your water and more. There is no obligation. So let's say someone gets their water tested and they're like, well, thank you. The water is not that good, but we don't want to do anything now. Then you guys just leave, right?
Absolutely. They're just going to lose out on the special offer. But other than that, no, they'll call us back in the future.
Mm-hmm. And also, we're really trying to help my listeners out with everything from the water softener to the whole home carbon filter and the reverse osmosis. But if you just wanted an RO unit, well, I'm sure they'll come out for that. If you need a new water heater, Frank's will help you out with that. But today it's really about what's coming into your house first, which will affect your water heater and your dishwasher and your shower heads and your pipes. I'd like to talk about the deposits in pipes, especially in older homes, like the deposits in the arteries and veins of older people. I'm getting on in life, so my blood pressure goes up. And the reason why my blood pressure goes up is because my pipes in me, arteries and veins, are not as pliable, and there may be some plaque in there. That can happen in your home piping as well.
That's right. So most homes around here have, older homes have galvanized pipe or copper pipes. And the copper pipes specifically is what we really try to protect. Galvanized fills with rust and all kinds of stuff, but copper will just get smaller and smaller, just like you were talking about the arteries with mineral buildup. And what happens is that minerals, just like in your water heater, expands and contracts, and that's what leads to leaks under the slabs, leaks in the wall, leaks overhead. It's really good to protect your plumbing system with some filtration water.
Call now. Jerry says there's only 2 of these offers left. Get your water tested for free. Get 6 months of free salt. Get a reverse osmosis drinking water system absolutely free. That's worth $1,800. Kenneth's phone number at Frank's is 806-496-9494. This is a limited offer for a limited amount of people. So the offer is ending in a few moments when the show ends, and they're almost all gone. But it's not too late. Call now, 806-496-9494. The show's about to conclude. Did we miss anything, Kenneth?
I don't think so. I think, like you said, it's just, water is one of the most important aspects of life. Our bodies are made of primarily water. And, think about what you're drinking.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Kenneth, thank you so much for joining me here on the Checka Pro Radio Show. And everybody, we'll see you next time. Be safe out there.
Thanks for listening to the Checka Pro Radio Show. For more information on how to select the right contractor for your project, visit our website, checkaproradioshow.com. Join us again next week at the same time.
Hey there, Jim Klauck, a.k.a. Checka Pro Joe here, with an incredible offer you don't want to miss. My friends at Frank's are doing something amazing for my listeners. They're offering a completely free water test to find out if your home needs a water softener. And trust me, you'll want to know what's in your water. But here's where it gets even better. The first 10 callers won't just get that free water test. You'll also receive a free reverse osmosis drinking water system and 200 pounds of free salt when you buy a new water softener. That's right, a free water test, a free drinking water system, and free salt, but only for the first 10 callers. Don't wait on this one. Pick up the phone right now and call Frank's Repair Plumbing at 806-496-9494. That's 806-496-9494. Remember, only the first 10 callers get this complete package. Call now, 806-496-9494.